So we're going to start off multiplying two binomials, 2x minus 8, and we're going to multiply that with 5x plus 3. Now, we're going to use an area model. And maybe an area model, you could get this answer without the area model, but once we move on to bigger polynomials, trinomials, four-term polynomials, etc., it's much easier with an area model to get everything, keep everything organized. So we're going to set up an area model and think of it as your length and your width. And so this is a length and this is a width, okay? So let's make a box, and it has to be a 2 by 2 box. 2 terms here, 2 terms there. So it's going to be 2 rows and 2 columns. Something like that. Should be fine. Split it in half. That's 2 columns and 2 rows. Okay, so this is going to serve as where we're going to put in our results. Now, you're going to take one of your binomials, say 2x minus 8, and we could put that here. So 2x, and this is minus 8, so negative 8. Now, let's put the other binomial on the top. 5x and positive 3, so just 3. Okay? And now we get to fill it in. Well, let's get started. So we're going to do 2x times 5x. These two, and put the result here. What does that give us? 10x squared. 2 times 2 is 2 times 5 is 10. X times x is x squared. And we're done with that. And then we'll move on to 2x times 3. That would be 6x. Okay. And now let's do the second row, negative 8. Negative 8 multiplies each of those. So that would be negative 40x. Negative 8 times 5x is negative 40x. Negative 8 times 3 is... Okay. So now, I want you to pay attention to one thing. Let's look at this diagonal here. What do you notice about those two terms? They're like terms, right? Do you see that? You get negative 40x and 6x. Those are like terms. Now, 10x squared is all by itself. It doesn't have a diagonal number, right? So it has nothing to combine with. Negative 24 also doesn't have a diagonal number, right? And it has nothing to combine with. So the beauty of this method is everything that combines, if you did things correctly, should be diagonal to itself. And you're really going to see it in the next example. Okay? So the only thing really left to do to get the final answer is combine these. So if I combine negative 40 and negative 40x and 6x, I get negative... Okay, so here's my answers. 10x squared minus 34x minus 24. 10x squared minus 34x minus 24. And the other advantage is, as long as I put these in standard form, if I write the numbers in standard form, when I get my answer, it's also going to be in standard form. Okay? Any questions? All right. So The beauty of the box method is it keeps you organized. All right. So I'm going to recommend, and I really want you to, when we're doing this, I mean, you won't have to do it too much on the delta because it's going to take you step by step building the box, the area model, and then filling in the numbers on there. But once you have to do this on your own, definitely you should have some paper and pencil to keep yourself organized. So that's example number 1. Ready for example number 2? Okay. Example number 2. Let's multiply 7x plus 3, and then let's do 5x squared minus x minus 6. There we go. Okay. So this one has a little more, right? This time we're multiplying a binomial times a trinomial. So that means our rectangle is going to be, it won't be so squarish. It's going to be a rectangle. This should be kind of your rows, maybe. And this is going to be your columns. So we want to make a 2 by 3 rectangle. Let's go ahead and make that. 2 again. 1, 2. By 3. Maybe something like this. There we go. And we'll go ahead and fill in. We'll put 7x and 3 here. And we'll do 5x squared minus x, or you could put minus 1x if you want. And then negative 6 here. Okay. You ready? Okay, let's start multiplying, and we'll do the same thing. 7x times 5x squared. These two multiply, you get your result here. 35, and then x times x squared is x to the third, or x cubed. Yeah, it's going to be to the third. And then 7x times negative x is negative 7. X times x is x squared. Very good. And then 7x times negative 6x. Negative 42x. Okay. Let's see. Now we're going to multiply 3 times each one here. So 3 times 5x squared. There we go. And then we're going to do 3 times negative x. Negative 3x. And then 3 times negative 6. Negative 18. With no x there. Okay. Now, if we did this correctly, everybody got that? Look at your diagonals again. There's one diagonal, there's another diagonal. Do we have like terms there? Yeah, x squared on that diagonal, x and x. So this diagonal is quadratic. This diagonal is linear. Yes? Pretty much. Be like terms. Yeah, it's one way to check if you did your work correctly. Look at the diagonals and you should have You should have everything. And of course, the ones that aren't diagonals, you see that they're going to be the beginning and the end of our answer. So now let's start writing our answer. We have 35x cubed. And then we have to combine this. So it's 15 take away 7. What does that give us? 8x squared. Just combine the like terms, combine the coefficients. And then we have to do this part. Negative 3x and negative 42x. Negative 45x. Yes. Oh, did I? Oh, yes, it is. Plus. Thank you. Yeah, it's plus 8x squared. Good catch. Yes, sir. And oh, no, we're not done. Negative 18. Okay. And so the thing when you start multiplying polynomials, you have so many variables, literally so many variables. So this is a good way to keep them organized. And you can see which ones go together. And did you cover all the possible combinations of multiplying of terms? So we're going to practice this on delta. Okay? So that's it for the notes. Just wanted to introduce you to it. Let's move on to delta.